Attends.
Hey everybody. Guys, I don't know if you do it already or not. Please subscribe to the channel, click like, share, do all that stuff.
I like all of
That way maybe I could just do this full time and
retire.
And give him a thumbs
Okay. What we're gonna say now is I'm gonna just do a quick recap of what we said up till now, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay? So what we said up to now is that God is the Ein Sof, right? He's the Ein Sof. That means that he has no end. He's everywhere, literally everywhere, right? He has no end. And when he wanted to create, he created a world based on a structure. That structure is made of 10 channels, okay? He broke those channels, the 7 lower ones, and those 7 lower ones created this world. In this world, there's negative forces and there's positive forces, okay? And he created a human being with a body and a soul, okay? And he commanded the person, every single person in the world, to go after the soul and not the body, okay? And we're going to just speak about Jewish people, but this applies to everybody. Jewish people have 613 commandments, okay? There's 365 negative commandments. That means don't do them, okay? To balance the negative forces in the world. And there's 248 positive commandments, meaning go do them. Yes, go do them. And that's the positive forces in the world, okay? For a man doing all this, or when I say man, obviously it's woman, right? For a person doing all this stuff, okay? They're going to leave this world and get rewarded for it in this world. Okay? They're going to get rewarded for what they did in the next world. Okay? So now it's not the reward world, it's the test world. Okay? So a person's constantly being tested all the days of their life. Okay? A person's constantly being tested all the days of their life to go to the next world and to get enjoyment forever. Okay? That's the basis. On top of that, God created the world, we said, with 10 channels. Okay? Each channel has a name of God. Okay? A specific name. That specific name is God's attribute. Okay? It's God's attribute. It means that that's how God acts with us. He wants us to recognize the way he acts with us. Not to say things happen, just by chance, or it's a coincidence, or that kind of stuff. No. God is talking to us 24 hours a day. He never stops, okay? Constantly. He's in your dreams, talking to you in your life, he's talking to you every single... There's no, he talked to me while I was praying, or he talked to me when I was in the street. It's 24 hours a day. It's constant message to a person, okay? But he wants us to recognize it, that everything is from him. That's the second reason he created the world. The third reason is to show his unity, meaning he's the only one who acts in creation. No other forces. Okay? Now he's going to make it look like there's other forces. There's evil people. There's evil, inclination. All sorts of things. He's going to make it look like that. But it's only to fool a person, or to trick them, to test them, to see if they're going to see the truth that he's the only one doing everything. Okay? These are the 3 reasons he created the world. We said that every single person in the world, swore to God that they were going to come down to this world to know him, to believe in him, and to do his Torah. Okay? So this isn't like, a person can say, I feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. Every single person in the world swore to God that he's going to do it. So hence, every single person in the world is going to be responsible, whether they call themselves religious or they don't call themselves religious. Okay? The last thing we said, there's no such thing as religious or not religious. Meaning, if a person keeps the commandments, they draw down light and they reveal God in the world. Okay? If they don't keep the commandments, they push away the light and they draw darkness into the world. Okay? There's no, I feel like it or don't feel like it, I'm religious, I'm not religious.
Which influence everybody.
Exactly. And the end of the 6,000 years, right now we're in the year 5780, at the end of 6,000, everybody, the whole world would know that God is one. By our actions, okay, by us pulling down the light, we reveal God, and the whole world will come to know this is true. Okay, that's where we're moving. Okay, so that's the basis of every single shi'ur we're going to take on from now ever. Okay, this is the basis of the Torah. The whole Torah is based on these principles. So if you don't have these principles, you will never understand the Torah. Okay? Now, every person's life is run exactly like this. Okay? Their life is run according to the principles we said. Me, the person down the street, the little kid, every single person, their life is run exactly like this. So if you want to understand, you'll look to this as the guide. Okay? Otherwise, it's just complaints, or if everything's going good, you're happy. Okay? Everything's going bad, you're complaining. So once you get the full understanding, you just go with it. You run with it. Okay? So now we're going to talk a little bit about the halachot, the laws of honoring parents. Okay? I'm going to read and translate, and people can ask as we move along. Okay? Now, so the first one is צריך להיזהר מאוד בכבוד אביו ואמו ובמוראם. Okay? You have to be very careful about honoring your parents and also being afraid of your parents. Being afraid meaning have reverence, have very big respect for them. Okay? There's 4 commandments when it comes to parents. Okay? The 4 commandments are: honor them, have the fear, the awe, the reverence of them, don't hit them, and don't curse them. Okay? So there's 4 commandments for a person according to the parents. Now, if you look at the charts that we made, okay? If you look at the charts we made, from wisdom and understanding, wisdom is like the father, okay? And understanding is the mother. From kindness to foundation is the boy, let's say, and the kingship is the girl. Okay? So if wisdom and the understanding are above them, you understand why the kids have to honor the parents. Okay? And it's not the other way around. The parents don't have to honor the kids. Okay? They have to treat them in a certain way, we're going to get to it, but they don't have to honor them. It's upward movement. Okay? Now, above everybody, yeah, of course. Above everybody is, you see the crown. The crown is like God. Okay? So no one can be above the crown. Okay? So even the parents, they have to honor God. So if the parents come and they tell the kids, no, don't honor God, the kids don't have an obligation to listen to them. Yes. Okay? All right. Ezo mora. How do you have deep honor or deep respect for them? Lo ya'amod b'mkomam. Don't stand in the place המיוחד לא לעמוד שם. בסוד זקנים עם חבריו. If he has a place that your father always stands. Like let's say it's in a shul, in a synagogue or someplace like that. Yeah, you don't over there. You don't go over there. Or there's a place that he prays. You don't go over there. Okay? ולא יישב במקומם המיוחד לעשב בביתו. If he has a certain place to sit in the house, okay, like where he eats. Yes. Kids don't
just
sit
he
over
or
there.
she too, the mom too.
Also, yeah. Everything we're going to say we're going to speak in the Torah sometimes only speaks in the male gender, but it's talking about both the male and the female. Because remember, God created man, Adam, but Adam is Gam Adam v'Chava. They were together. They were just split because that's the test in the world, to come back together and work together and all that stuff. But really, a man is a man and a woman together. Okay? So,
can they sit on the spot when they is not there?
No.
No, even now?
No. Okay? That's showing respect. That's showing honor. Okay? ולא סותר את דבריו, and you can't say something against them. Like they say, I think the sky is blue. Say, no, it's green today. Okay? You can't say something that destroys what they just said. Okay?
You should not contradict them.
Yeah, no contradicting. ולא מכריע את דבריו בפניו. Okay? You can't even say, yeah, what my dad says sounds right. He's right over like another person. Okay? You can't do that. Okay? Because whatever they say is holy. Okay?
No, the kids today.
Now, if he has a special name, okay, that only everybody knows him by that name, and there's somebody else there also next to him like that, you can't call that other person by that special name. Okay, and he has a regular
Ah.
name like Shlomo or David or something like that. You can call another person by that name. But if he has a special name, you can't call anybody else by that special name. Okay, this is
Wow.
showing
In just
Great
in front of him or anywhere?
anytime.
Wow.
Okay, you have to change the other person's name a little bit. Okay, but this is only for a special name. Just show you how much you have to have a deep respect for your parents. Okay. Ad Eichan Muram, how far does this go? היה בן לבוש חמודות ויושב בראש הקהל. Let's say a person is he's dressed very gentlemanly, like very expensive clothing, and he's sitting in front of very important people. ובאו אביו ואמו, and his father and mother came, וקרעו בגדיו. They ripped his clothing. והיכהו, and they hit him על ראשו, on his head. וירקו בפניו, and they spit in front of him.
No, that's all.
Okay? לא יחלים אותם. Don't embarrass them. Okay? אלא ישתוק, should be quiet, וירא מן מלך מלכי המלכים שציווהו בכך. And have deep awe and fear of God who commanded you to do this.
Can
Okay?
you repeat that?
So if a person is sitting in front of, very important officials, and he's dressed very nice, okay? And let's say his parents got crazy and they ripped his clothing, they started hitting him on the head, and they spit on him, and they spit in front of him. The person, okay?
Whose parents?
The person's parents.
Okay.
Okay? So that person is not allowed to hit them back, to curse them,
kid.
to embarrass
The kid.
them, no. He should just take it and say, God, this is what God wanted.
So why it says, I read, like, do not hit your child
We'll get to that.
that is at an age that can hit you back.
100%.
Because you're going to cause him to sin.
100%. The parents are wrong, but
still.
So
but
if,
still,
if
you
it happens,
you have your commandments. They have their commandments.
Wow.
Okay, you have to know what you need to do in response to that. Okay, so this shows you how important it is to honor them. Now, if you look at our structure, you understand this, right? If you look at the structure of how it's built, right? The world is built and everything is run. You understand this. Again, you come and you tell people, oh, you have to honor your parents like this. They say, this is stupid, right? But when you understand that the light flows like this, and this is the way the world is run, you understand the importance. You understand the importance of this commandment, right? It's not just arbitrary. Okay. Ezu kavod, like what is called honoring parents? Okay. Machilo umashkeu, you give them food and you give them drink. Malbish umechaseh, you give them clothing and you cover them. Machnis umotzi, you take them in and you take them out. And obviously, it's assuming the parents are old, they can't move by themselves, maybe a wheelchair or something like that. V'itenenu lo besever panim yafot. You have to do this with a happy face. Okay? שאפילו מאכילו בכל יום פתומות והראה לו פנים זועפות, נענש עליו. Even if you give your parents the most beautiful food in the world, the tastiest delicacies, okay? You give them the best clothing in the world, but you do it with such a face where you're disgusted and you're mad at them and that kind of stuff. Not only do you not get a commandment, you get punished for it. Okay? Serious stuff over here, okay? Okay. Now, this that he gives him the person to eat, all right, and to drink, that gives the parents, the father, person to eat and to drink, it's from the parents' money. Okay? The kid doesn't have an obligation to do it out of their pocket. Okay? It's the parents' money. Now, if the parents don't have any money and that kind of stuff, then if the kid does have
What do you mean
money,
the kid? You're talking how old? The kid.
We're talking son and daughter to their parents. What obligation do they have to their parents?
You mean if I'm doing something for my mother, I have to use her money?
Yes. Okay?
How is
We're talking about obligation. It's her money. You can use yours, but if at the end of the day, the Torah, the God is asking, whose money do we use? There's a dispute. Use their money. If you have your money and you want to do it, that's fine. That's great. It's no problem. Okay?
It's a respect.
But at the end of the day, like whose money? It's from their money. You don't have to use your money to honor them. Okay? You honor them from their money. Okay? All right. חייב לעמוד בפני אביו. Okay? When your father or your mother come into the room, you have to stand in front of them. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to stand. You got to show them, like, you know, it's not my world, it's your world. Like, I have to honor you. Okay?
I'm writing this.
Ve'im ha'av talmid beno, right? But now look, if the father is the son, is the son's student, okay, let's say the son has become, you know, great in Torah, and the father goes to the son to study, okay, kol echad mehem omed bifnei hasheni. Each one stands for the other one. This one is standing because he's his father, and this one's standing because he's a rabbi, right? You see, the Torah balances it, okay? The most kavod is for the Torah, then the parents, right? Okay. Ad echan kibud avayim. How much do I have to, how far does this go? Okay? How far do we have to take this commandment, okay? Afilu netalo kis shel zeuvim. Even if the parents took, you know, your wallet full of gold pieces, okay? We talked about gold earlier. V'ishlicho b'fanav layam. And he threw it in front of your face into the ocean, meaning it's lost, okay?
I read it.
Lo yechilimem ve'lo yitzaer b'fneim. Don't disrespect them and don't, you know, show that
Why
you're
did you
upset
do
in front of
that?
them.
I read it.
Ve'lo yichos kenegdam, and don't get angry in front of them or at them. Ela yikabel gzerat hakatuv v'yishtok. Okay? Except that this happened from God, and
That's
be
it.
quiet.
I read it in the path of the just. Is
Yeah.
it possible?
Yeah, sure. Okay? So the idea is, well, if God is Ein Sof, right? If God has no borders, so who did that? Who threw your money into
God.
the ocean? God. But if you don't believe God is Ein Sof, oh, then the father did, the mother did it. Oh, I gotta get mad at them. I gotta do this. I gotta, right? You understand? All the principles of the Torah apply only if you understand God is Ein Sof. If you don't understand this, you're gonna have contradictions in your head and in your heart all the time.
Yes.
Everything made for a reason.
Yeah, everything is exactly
Puzzle.
how it's supposed to be.
Puzzle.
Okay, everything that happened from history until today, and everything that's going to happen from today to the end of the 6,000 is perfectly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no point about getting sad. There's
Yeah.
you know no point about worrying about the future. Just live your life, enjoy every single second. Every single second is a gift. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Chayav lechvod afilu achar moto. You also have to honor them after they die. Okay? So it's not just in their
If they're
life.
not Jewish, if they're not religious.
Hang on, we're going to get to that.
It's confusing.
We're going to get to that, okay? Ketzad, okay? So how do you do this? So if it's in their first 12 months after the person passes away, okay? It says, Areni kaparat mishkavo. Right? I am the atonement for his death. Meaning like the kids that are left over, right, is the parents' investment in this world. Okay? So you know, if a person is like, let's say, righteous, okay, and the parents passed away, so it's a merit for the person's parents, okay, that passed away. But the way like a person speaks, so he says, I am the atonement for my father or for my mother in the 12 months. Afterwards, he says, Zichrono livracha, his memory shall be blessed. Or Zichrona livracha, her memory should be blessed. Okay? That's how you honor them even after they pass away. Okay? Now, let's say, what if their parents lost their mind? Okay? So you act with them as much as they know. Okay? But if it comes too burdensome, so you can give them over to somebody to take care of them, and you're done. You're done in terms of honoring them and your obligation to them in the current state. Okay?
How about if you still take care of them?
That's great. That's fine. It's
You
perfect.
get extra credit or no?
Yeah, of course. Of course you get some credit. Sure. Sure, yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
keep going. Okay.
in-laws?
In-laws. We're going to get to
Or
in-laws.
the same way as...
We're going to get to in-laws. Okay. ראה אביו שעבר על דברי תורה. Right? You saw your parents, they did something wrong in the Torah. Okay? They didn't do like the law says. Okay? לא יאמר לו עברת על דברי תורה. Don't tell them like straightforward, you messed up, this is not wrong, this is wrong. אלא יאמר לו אבא כתוב בתורה כך וכך. Like you ask them, isn't it written in the Torah like this? You like go around it. You're not straightforward with them. Okay? כאילו שואל ממנו. You're not shouting directives at your parents. Okay? You do it in a way that you're honoring them and showing them, again, great respect. Okay? And so they know it by themselves, and they don't get embarrassed. Like the parents doesn't get embarrassed, okay? Because you're not allowed to embarrass them. That's another thing we should know, right? You're not allowed to embarrass another person, right? Another Jew. You're not allowed to embarrass them. So a person could embarrass them in many different ways. But there's a mitzvah not to hurt them with your words. Okay? You call somebody stupid, you call somebody an idiot, or that kind of stuff. You say words that'll hurt them, even hints. You're not allowed to do it. Okay? It's called ona'at dvarim, like causing distress through your words. Okay? אמר לו אביו השקני מים, ויש לפניו לעשות מצוות עוברת. Right? Let's say the person's parents ask them for water, and they have a mitzvah that they have to do. Okay? But the mitzvah, nobody else could do it. Right? Like let's say you have to go bury someone who's dead. Okay? Then you have to go do this.
You don't give the parent a glass of water?
אם אפשר למצווה שתעשה על ידי אחרים, if somebody else could do the commandment, the burial and that kind of stuff, then you go and honor your parents. יעסוק בכבוד אביו. Right? You go do the honoring of the parents. But ואם אין שם אחרים, there's nobody else to do it. Okay? לעשות, יעסוק במצוות והניח כבוד אביו. Okay? Then you leave your parents and you go do the mitzvah that's passing. Because one's passing and this one is going to keep going, This one nobody else could do. So take care of what nobody else could do, and then you do the other one. Okay? Talmud Torah gadol mikvud abayim. Learning Torah, right? As big as honoring your parents is. Okay, like we saw, learning Torah is above it. Okay, so if you have an option to either learn Torah or go honor your parents, you learn the Torah. Okay, because again, who told us to honor the parents? The Torah, right? Hashem, right? The God, the Ein Sof. He told us to do it. So if I don't learn His word, on what basis do I honor my parents? Okay, that's what's going on today. Kids are not honoring their parents. Well, if they don't learn the Torah, how can they honor the parents? Society's not going to tell them, hey, you need to honor the parents.
It's a kid's world.
It's a kid's world, right? That's because people switched, they turned our world upside down.
Give them too much importance.
Right? The bottom, the top is supposed to honor the bottom, and not the bottom honor the top. Right? There's a story of an Israeli politician. He was traveling someplace, and there was a rabbi sitting next to him. And the rabbi's grandkids always came over and said, Rabbi, what do you need? Saba, what do you need? And, they gave him food, the slippers, whatever. They were like, showing him, great respect. So the politician said to the rabbi, he said, what's going on? How's this? Your grandkids are always around you, always respecting you, and me, I have to make an appointment to be with my kids. And the rabbi told him, he said, what do you want? He said, I told them they come from Adam HaRishon, from Moshe Rabbeinu, these high people. So every generation goes down is lower than the generation that came before it. Okay, the holy people that came before it. And these teach the lower ones. The bigger people teach the lower people, right? What do you tell them? You tell them you come from a monkey. Okay, you come from gorilla, from the apes. So every generation that moves away from that is better. So you're telling your kids that your kid is better than you. Okay? So the world messed things up, and we're just trying to find out the right way to do things. Okay. אביו אומר לו השקני מים, ואמו אומרת השקני מים. Oh, what happens? This sometimes happens in a household. His mom says one thing, give me a glass of water, and his father says, give me a glass of water. Who should you listen to?
Father.
Okay? So, מניח עמו ועוסק בכבוד אביו. Right? He should first go do what the father says.
Father.
Okay? Why? Because the Torah says that both the mother and the kid have to honor the father. Again, if you look at the chart, right? Understanding.
Yeah.
You look at the chart. Understanding is above, is lower than wisdom. right? Wisdom, if you look at our chart, wisdom is the father, understanding is the mother. So both the kids who are under everybody have to honor the father, the parents, and the mother also has to honor the father. Okay, so who to choose, who to go first? We go in the order that the world was created. It's not wait, this one's more better than that one or that. It's not. The world is created like this, so we follow the way the world was
Adam
created.
was created before.
Exactly. That's it's the order,
Remember
right?
that.
ואם היא מגורשת מאביו, but if they're divorced, okay, שניהם שווים לאיזה מהם שירצה יקדים. Okay, both of them are equal. The father and now the mother are equal. So whoever you want, you can take. You see how much the Torah is not disrespecting the woman, right?
נכון.
In the
Now
case
she
that they're
becomes
divorced, she
separate.
becomes their equal.
Separate.
Right, she's separate. There's no longer the chain of command that's coming down of the life.
This time already divorce was,
Yeah.
mentioned.
Oh, of course. So people think like
The
people
first
think.
Adam, they were divorced with Chava, right? They were divorced.
No.
Don't get
What
into
is
it.
that?
Don't
get
go
into
into
that.
it right now.
No?
Don't get into it.
No.
Don't go into it.
Don't go
What
too
do you
far.
mean?
Don't go into it. Right? If
But
you want
yes
an
or no?
example, if you want an example of the Torah of divorce and everything like that, so Moshe's father,
She
Amram.
cheated on
okay,
Adam.
Amram, Moshe's father Amram, was married to a lady called Yocheved, okay, and when Paro made the decree to kill all the male babies, okay,
Mhm.
so Amram, he was the leader of the generation. So he said, well, he's going to kill the kids, so it's better I don't be with my wife.
Yeah.
So he divorced her. He caused all the other Jewish people to listen to, because he's the
Divorce.
leader,
And then
to divorce
Miriam.
their wife. So then their daughter, Miriam, right, the small daughter, said, Abba, you're worse than Paro. Paro
Look at all
made a decree on the
Yeah.
boys. Now you're not even letting the girls come into the world.
Yes.
So he remarried his wife, and out of that union came Moshe Rabbeinu.
Moshe
Okay,
Rabbeinu.
but you see, divorce is a thing. Okay, it's not like it's a stigma or that kind of stuff.
Salam.
Also, other people think there's a thing called divorced. You are divorced. That's only in the secular, non-Jewish world. Okay, a couple that divorce is basically a man megaresh et ishto. He sends away his wife. When they get married, it's called kiddushin. Kiddushin is areat mekudeshet li, right? You are now holy to me, meaning he makes her not allowed on the whole world. Okay, she's only his. Okay, that's the idea of a Jewish marriage.
Yes.
She is his and nobody else is in the world. When they divorce, he gives her a document that says, now you are permitted to everybody else in the world. That's it. It's not a status, it's not a thing that's in the person, it's not a category that person is placed in. Okay? That's called divorce.
Also,
Make
לגרש,
relation.
is במילה לגרש.
Legaresh, right, is to drive away. Okay? You were
not really
I brought you close with Kiddushin, now you're
Is
away
it
to
to
working
go.
the
everybody.
other way around?
What?
Is it working the other way around?
No.
No.
So it was the
A
husband.
man, right, he makes the woman kadosh, right, he marries her, and he also sends her away. The woman doesn't, she can ask for it, of course, but he's the one who acts, he's doing the
That's a
action.
fact. If he doesn't do, she's staying aguna.
Right,
Exactly.
right, okay? Okay.
But the,
Yeah.
It is.
אמר לו אביו לעבור על דברי תורה, right? If his parents say, don't do the Torah, בין מצוות תעשה, whether it's a mitzvah that's a positive commandment, like I don't want you putting on tefillin, I don't want you, doing kiddush, בין מצוות לא תעשה, whether it's a commandment, negative commandment,
No.
like don't eat pork, don't eat meat and cheese, okay? ואפילו מצווה של דבריהם. Okay, even a mitzvah that's not from the Torah but from the rabbis, like reading the Megillah or Chanukah, lighting the candles or lighting your candles on Shabbat. Okay, even if they don't want you to do even the smallest mitzvah, lo yishma la. You don't listen to their parents. Okay, so again, the Torah is telling you to honor them, but in certain cases you don't honor them. Okay. האב שציווה את בנו שלא ידבר עם פלוני ושלא ימחול לו עד זמן קצוב, והבן היה רוצה להתפייס מיד, לולא יצווה את אביו, אין לו לחוש לצוותו. So let's say a person's parents tell them, don't talk to this person I want you to be fighting with such and such person.
Yes.
Okay? So, and the person wants to make peace with the person. Also, don't listen to the parents. Okay? You listen,
צריך לסלוח.
you listen because you have to make peace with people. You're not supposed to be in a
Okay,
fight.
so what if this couple, the daughter-in-law tells her, the husband, you know, let's say the wife tells the husband, I don't want your mom here, about the mother, about the husband's mother,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And she creates, you know,
Mhm.
If she causing a
and because of,
problem,
of that, there's big, the son is being disrespectful to the mother,
No.
and they don't allow there's the baby involved, they don't allow, and the
So-
wife is being,
So we said that there's ways to honor your parents. Okay?
he has to listen
Go.
to his wife before he listens.
Well, let's think about it. Okay? He has to honor his parents, right? But he also has to, keep the relationship between him and his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
But
So
we still-
if he destroys this relationship, then, is the parents going to be happy? What's going to happen? So there's no point in destroying
Yeah,
your
the parents will be
relationship.
happy.
Well, then the parents,
Then the
then the
parents
parents
are
aren't
not
following the
strict.
Torah, and
Not
the parents
just
are, doing whatever they want. Okay, the parents are doing whatever they want, and they're also like complaining about whatever they want. But we're talking about like normal, sane people like that.
what
okay?
about the bad
Wait, hang on,
baby?
hang on. So the parents have to honor.
Right.
The kid has to honor the parents. Okay, but in the way that we laid out here. Okay. In the way that we laid out over here, the parents have to be honored. Not, I want you to come and visit me once a week because I'm lonely. That's not called honoring the parents, okay? You could do that, okay?
Why not?
But because we said this is the way to honor them, okay? There's a certain protocol.
The mom is crying to
There's-
see the grands.
There's a certain protocol to honor them, okay? Like if they ask for things that are unreasonable, you don't do the unreasonable things because you have to honor them. Okay? So in that case the person should first be together with their spouse, and then together they figure out how to honor the parents, but not to ruin the relationship in order to honor the parents. Okay? Because normal sane parents don't want their kids in a relationship that's ruined.
נכון,
Okay? That's just normality.
נכון.
Okay? Now, another thing, parents need to realize your kids are not toys. Okay? Your kids are not toys. You miss them. You need to see them. Oh, let me just see them grow up. Parents think their kids are toys. No, your kids came down here to do a mission in the world. Okay? And you need to help them do the mission. Not for your satisfaction, your enjoyment of seeing your kids, seeing your grandkids. This is not a TV show. This is not a place of entertainment.
That's how.
Your kids are not entertainment. I know people got sickness in their head, but your kids and your grandchildren are not your entertainment. Go read a book.
But it shouldn't be entertainment, but the human relationship should be like, once a week. If you live close by, okay, once a week or on Shabbat, you should be spending with your grandparents, with your parents. See them at least just to, no?
There's no rules.
כן.
Okay? Whatever you
No
want to
rules.
do in their relationship, there's no rules. You can't.
So how do you
can't
honor
build.
them when
Wait,
they're
hang on a second.
if
You
they're-
can't build rules, okay, that are man-made, and then apply them to Torah rules. Okay? You have to live your life like Torah rules, and then
Then
see
it's not gonna
how
happen.
I can use them
Exactly.
in my man-made life. You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah.
So there's no rule. You have to see them once a week. You have to see them once a month. There's no. These are things that people make up, and they get themselves in trouble.
So what if
They
the
ruin
woman?
relationships for no reason.
So what if the woman does that on her side of the family on a daily basis, but she doesn't allow the husband to do that?
Oh, nice.
Again, we're not
Yeah,
talking.
that's
We're not talking about. We're talking. The Torah talks about sane people, not crazy people.
Like,
Okay. So
Yeah,
we,
fault on you.
in terms of relationships, people should know. The relationship is supposed to remain harmony. You know how to be a good person. People know how to be good to each other. Okay? They just choose not to. It's not that they need to go to school and learn how to be good,
Right, they
how
need
to
to
be
plan.
nice, how to be giving. Okay? It just they ruin their own relationships, and then they go seek like advice on how to fix it, how to act. Everybody knows how to act. You just got to choose to act good at that moment.
Ah.
Okay?
It's not like you live with the
Okay,
person.
but how about
Yeah.
if
Okay? You have to make your goal, everybody has to make their goal to keep the Torah and to go to the next world. If you don't make that your goal, you're going to confuse your life, you confuse other people's lives, you're going to get into entanglement. All the problems in the world come because people make something out of life that it really isn't.
So if a parent gives you a present, are you allowed to say, no, I don't want your present? Is it not disrespectful, for example?
Depends if what the present is, what
If
the
it's
parents...
a Hanukkah present, like out of your goodness, for example.
Because the wife doesn't want the husband, to take from his parents the gift.
Again, it's the same thing.
It's not normal
Maintain
people.
their...
This is not the present is not the problem. The problem starts with that they don't do the Torah, so they don't expect.
Yeah, but then it ruins everything. So nobody does follow this like that.
So that's the problems they have.
So what do you do?
You should start.
Everybody
What do you
follow
wanna
that
do?
rules.
Listen,
The
you
Mashiach
throw this on the
was
ground.
coming.
Listen,
Yeah, but
guys,
not
guys.
everybody-
You throw this on the ground and you say, what do you do? What does this say? What do you mean? You threw it on the ground already. What are you trying to do? You threw it on the ground, you destroyed it, and then you're trying to say, oh, no, I want to see what it says to do. You're trying to live in two worlds. A world you created. Listen. Trying to live in a world you created and the world that really exists. Okay? You can't do that. Your life is not like a Hollywood script. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? And this is unfortunate. People made their lives into Hollywood scripts. Okay? And then they try to come to Torah and says, oh, what does Torah tell me how to live my Hollywood script? It doesn't work like that. Okay?
Yeah, it's a fact. If you don't go by the Torah, that's what you're gonna suffer. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not. So and then
We all
everyone
have
is
kids.
suffering because nobody is, I mean, not
Of
nobody, but
course.
most.
Of course. Why do people suffer?
So that's why everybody's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God wants you to come close to Him, not come close to the material world, to people in the world, to everything that's going on in the world. He wants you to come close to Him. So everything He's going to do is for you to come to Him. He wants you to scream out to Him. He wants you to do His commandments. So make your life go crazy, because there's a purpose to come to come
Okay,
there.
so what do you tell to this mother that we know that is in pain because of this situation?
She's in pain because she doesn't know the meaning of life. No.
in
She,
She wants to
Depression.
be in pain.
she's because she made for
And
herself
you're
a
going
movie.
to the same cycle, not
Okay, yeah, she
concealed.
made herself a movie,
You're going to
and
the same
because the
cycle.
movie is not playing out like she wants, she's making herself upset.
Yeah.
Not because
I
she's
understand.
living, but she's not because she's living life. Okay, not because she's living with God. It's because she created a Hollywood script in her head, and her life's not playing out like the Hollywood script.
Exactly.
So she wants to change and force the whole world to act like her Hollywood script.
Okay, but what do you tell this person?
Nothing. You tell them
Go to
learn
the
Torah.
Torah.
She wasn't supposed to come.
Exactly. You gotta tell them to come. Come
so
and learn
upset.
If you
Torah.
don't לפשט במעשיך, you're not never
I
gonna
told
know.
her.
You try in your head
It's
to
not
do
like
Shalom
I-
Bayit, and you're always trying.
Hashem show
but
you,
The
give you something.
What's segula for Shalom Bayit?
the mother-in-law
Segula.
always rejects you. Then you have no obligations. Yeah?
Vous me donnez envie de ces.
Torah.
Who's obligating you? Oh, man.
You're supposed to honor the parents and the in-laws the same, no?
You are. You're supposed
Yes.
to honor them. We're gonna get to the in-laws. Hang on. Okay.
But when they respect you and when
But
they go
if
to
they
the
don't
Torah,
if they're being disrespectful to you, the in-laws, you have no more obligation.
Hang on. We're gonna get to everything. Okay. אחד האיש ואחד האישה שווים בכבוד ובמורא של אב ואם. Okay? Both men and women have to honor and awe and all the commandments to their parents. It's not just a manly commandment, it's not a women commandment, both of them. Men and women have to honor their parents. Okay?
Parents and their parents.
Slow down. אלא שהאישה אין בידה לעשות שהיא משובדת לבעלה. Okay? The woman can't do what she wants in terms of honoring or respecting her parents because she has to listen to her husband. Okay? She's not free to honor them as she wishes. Okay? She has to honor them, right? But her wishes,
My husband is my king.
her husband's wishes come before even her own parents. Even her own parents, she first has to take into account her husband's wishes, then her own parents. Okay?
Oh yeah.
לפיכך, היא פטורה מכיבוד אב ואם. she's not obligated at all to honor her parents. Meaning, like, she's not going to get punished. She doesn't have to worry about anything. God is going to act with her just
I
as.
mean, your parents should not obligated. Our parents.
ואם,
are not obligated.
ואם בעודה נשואה,
כן.
ואם נתגרשה או נתאלמנה חייבת. Okay? This is when she's still married. But let's say she got divorced.
But we have to honor his parents.
Let's say she got divorced, okay? Or, you know, her husband passed away, then she goes back to having to honor her parents. Okay? But
Our own way, because nobody's there.
first chain of command comes her husband. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. ממזר חייב
But
בכבוד אביו.
if you go by the Torah way and the husband know that you care about your parents, he always gonna be with you. That's
Of course.
That's
right?
a fact.
Again, you can't
That's a fact.
destroy
Yes.
the Torah in order
Yes,
to keep
exactly.
the Torah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, a person who wants to draw down light, reveal God in the world, he wants to do good things and all that, and he understands this is the purpose of Torah. Of course, he wants you to honor your parents because there's more light, more holiness in the world. Right? Everybody's working towards the goal.
Yeah, but
the problem most people have is they're not working towards this goal. Okay, and then they say, oh, well, what about this and what about that? What about that? You have to live your life working towards
Okay,
this
so
goal.
what if you're married to someone that is not towards
That's the
Then you
start.
see
and then
there's
it
a problem.
affects you,
Of course, you see,
and
there's a
then what do
problem.
you do?
You chose it.
You do what works.
No, but I'm talking. There's a lot of
Everything,
men that
everything
are,
is everything, everything.
controlling,
Exactly.
and so what is the woman to do?
If you want to live by God's laws and your husband doesn't, then you break up.
Salamat.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very simple.
What about the
What?
opposite?
What
What
do you mean?
about the opposite?
So you do
Same
that. You
No,
do that
no,
before
no, no,
Shalom
no.
Bayit.
Well, yeah, God comes before everything.
But if
Where does
God
it say-
orders Shalom Bayit,
It's so confusing.
God orders Shalom Bayit.
Exactly.
So
So
if
if God,
say
if God says,
couple married,
what?
you build another לבנה on בית
Break,
המקדש.
break. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But when they divorce, you destroy
Yeah.
the whole. So,
Sure.
Well, then
so
And if- and
what
if
you're
it-
saying
and
now,
I know, it
But
sounds,
don't
it sounds-
go
it sounds a little crazy.
divorce.
יש מצווה לדרוש.
It's something
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
But he
yeah,
destroyed
hang on.
that anyway because he doesn't go to the Torah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Listening to what she said.
it's
Said
not
something very good.
contradicting.
If your husband or wife doesn't keep the commandments, they're
It's not gonna
destroying
work
it
anyway.
So what are you going to say? No, we're going to stick together. We're going to keep the.
The levana.
We're going to do good, right? You're destroying it anyway,
Complicated.
right?
It's complicated, yeah.
It's
So
complicated.
if the
Yeah.
husband is with, you know,
told you
he's
this.
getting more religious and the wife is not, and then she doesn't want to go to the immigration.
Divorce her.
No, mikveh they said
How,
that.
how
הוא
he's
מגרש
supposed
אותה.
to,
Divorce.
or
Accept it? No.
I mean, stay or like.
No.
Listen, every situation is different. You can't say
Easy.
one thing. Listen, you can't say one thing for everybody. But the basic principle you can lay out. The basic principle is everybody's supposed to do this and to work towards God. That's the basic principle. If your partner doesn't want to do that, then you have to decide. Do I want to stay with a partner that's going to pull me away from this? Or do I want to be with someone who's going to draw me close to this?
Exactly.
It's,
So when
it's
you
your
decide, who
choice.
decides?
It's your
our
choice.
choice.
Individual.
Whatever happens at the end, or it's
Yeah.
It's
Hashem knows
individual.
what you're gonna choose.
You see, my husband
Again
told me.
with this question?
Yes,
Why with this question?
because it's
Your choice is what God wanted.
It's
That's
your
it.
choice.
okay. So don't say you choose. Then you know.
But meaning like there's no commandment to do this or this or that. Your choice is what's gonna
What
you know,
Hashem give you.
what's gonna be doing. Now the result, whatever it is, whatever happens, throughout history. Let's say a couple got divorced yesterday. Okay, I'm sure some couple got divorced. Is that what God wanted?
Yes.
Exactly. Who chose
He's
it?
in your answer.
They were living their life. He wasn't nice to her, she wasn't nice to him, and they chose, that's it, I'm going to divorce, right? They didn't see God in the world, or, you know what I mean? They were living their life. But God from above is also making it happen at the same time. Okay, so it's both.
It
Got
looks
it?
like they do the decision,
But
but they
people
they're
talk
not
so much
actually
about
doing it.
free will. Free will. You have the free will.
You don't have
Yeah,
free
You
will.
live your life, we said it, we went over it, so we're going again.
I know.
She
I know.
doesn't
You live
get
your
it.
life
Yeah,
in
yeah.
free will land. You live your life in free will land. God does everything. You walk through
So
life
we
like you're
pretend
choosing.
that we're the one that.
Like you're choosing. No,
It
but
looks like we're the one that's.
you are choosing. Okay?
No, but we're not choosing really if
But
he already knows what we're going to do.
It's not
How
about
you
the
can you
knowledge.
know?
It's not that he knows.
But it's
He
there.
is doing everything.
That's
It's not that he
why-
knows and he's outside
Listen to what you
somewhere.
just said.
You got to remember who he is. Because
Okay,
God
but we
the
have
Ein
to
Sof,
listen to it this many
that
times
means
to
he's in
Yeah,
my
to
fingernail.
get it inside.
Right. If he's
Live
everywhere,
by it.
so can you
understand?
do
Have to.
something outside of him?
Well, otherwise, you're gonna fight
No.
like this.
Exactly.
Exactly,
You just
that is-
think you're outside of him. You just feel you're outside of him. But everything is one. Everything is connected.
We all
okay?
connect.
But you live as if you're disconnected.
Exactly.
And the purpose is to become connected.
I
Okay?
understand that.
My ear starts itching. God wanted it to itch. You have to
Yes.
live like that. Okay?
That's great.
My
Can. It's
Oh, I took
great.
a deep breath. God wanted me to take a deep breath. Just live like that. When you live like that, like
You're
you
fine.
said, it's great.
It's amazing.
When you
You're
live
fine.
like, I want to live my Hollywood script. Why is God not giving me my Hollywood script? Your life's misery
You
all day
sleep
long.
with God.
Can I give you an
get up
example?
with
Can I
God.
give you an
So
example
that
what
you
happened
have
this
to
week?
live
Yes.
It was a fast day, and I asked my boss, "Can you delay it for the different day?" She said no. I said, "But you did it for somebody else, for a Brit. It's the same mitzvah." She said no. And I got upset. I came back home. I said, "Hashem, that's your word. If you want me to wake up with it this time,
Halas.
I'm gonna go." The next thing I'm hearing, he changed it to the next day. That's
So-
it.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna fight, you're gonna get
Leave
angry,
it
you're
to
gonna
him.
get for what?
Right.
So you need to wake up at 6 o'clock, bottom line.
Exactly.
You need to suffer another hour.
Stay away from rabbis who tell you, oh, if you do this, you're going to get this. If you do that, you're going to
No,
do that.
no.
Because you're
No,
always
no,
going to
no,
be
no.
like, what should I do if
I
this
know,
happens?
but
What
this
should
is
I do?
why we're so confused because
Exactly.
you're.
You're confusing
No, I said
yourself.
we have
I'm
us-
telling you, accept it and have fun with it.
I'd rather have
Enjoy
this.
it. Enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course you
video,
gotta have
live
it.
your life.
Because this is what the Torah
Come on,
says.
If you pray, you get this.
Manasseh.
If you do this,
That's
you
why
get
we
that.
say we have to be happy with the good things and the bad things. Because
Right.
it's a reason for those bad
לא
things.
אכלתי.
Exactly.
אכלתי
Okay.
באורז ומוקפץ.
Let's keep going a little bit more, okay? ממזר חייב בכבוד אביו ובמוראו. You know, you guys know what a mamzer is? Mamzer
ממזר אחד
is a
ש-
kid
ש-
that's born out of
Marriage.
a couple when the mother is married and she goes with another man and she has a kid.
כן, well, it's not his fault.
That kid is categorized as a mamzer.
Mamzer.
Okay, we'll talk about what all the different
הכי גרוע
things,
בעולם.
but that's his category. Now, he has to still honor his parents. Okay, חייב בכבוד אביו ומוראו, אפילו היה אביו רשע. Even his father's not a good person. הוא בעל עבירות. Okay, מכבדו ומתיירא ממנו. Okay, he starts to give him some kind of honor and have an awe of him. Okay. אסור לאדם להכביד עולו על בניו ולדקדק בכבודו עמהם. Okay? A person shouldn't be mean to his children and like make honoring them hard and scrutinize them. Okay, why? Because if a person says, oh, you're not honoring me, the kid's getting punished.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're hurting your kid by saying, "Oh, you're not honoring me. You're not respecting me. You're not doing this to me." Right?
coming to
Causing
visit
Parents
me.
get
Sin.
mad. You're causing the kid to sin. The kid's getting punished. God's light is leaving the world.
Yeah.
Okay, you're ruining things by being too harsh on your kids. To honor you. Okay, this is going back to those moms, those grandmoms say you have to come see me. You have to come do this. You have to come do
Yes.
that. Okay.
Meanwhile, it becomes
They're
worse.
causing problems in the world, okay? שלא יבדם לידי מכשול, you're causing them to sin. אלא ימחול ויעלים עיניו, you should forgive them and not look to what they're doing, man. שאב שמחל על כבודו, כבודו מחול. If your parents, relieve you of the burden to honor them, then it's fine. You're relieved. You don't have to honor them, okay? So the parents who understand the principle, the goal in life, what we're doing here, what our mission is, to bring down light, to make God known in the world, to go to the next world, to get the reward. If they understand this, they know how to act themselves. The problem comes when they don't understand this, so they act like cuckoo. They act cuckoo. The results are cuckoo. Okay? המכה לבנו, someone who hits their kid, gadol, right? They're past the age where you have to, direct
Yeah.
them. A boy is
15.
past the age of 13, a girl past the age of 12. היו מנדין אותו. Okay, that father or mother is excommunicated. שהרי עובר על לפני עיוור לא תיתן מכשול. Okay, because that that father or mother that hit their grown-up kid is transgressing the commandment of don't put a stumbling block in front of someone who's blind. What does it mean? Like you said earlier, you're going to cause the kid to hate you, right? And if he hates you, you know what did you
Disrespecting.
what? Yeah, he's obviously going to disrespect you.
Not
Disrespect you. The light goes
Yeah.
away. You know he's going to get punished, and the cycle of non-good is going to keep moving around. Okay. חייב אדם לכבד אשת אביו.
We're all failing.
Yeah, big time.
בוקר טוב.
At
Good
everything. I'm
morning.
not talking, you know.
Yeah, but this
Good morning.
is to get
But if
better.
you never learn, right?
Yeah.
If you never learn, this isn't a class to pat you on the back and say, very good.
Very
you're
good. The head of your
great."
class.
You can go to someplace else to do
My
that.
God.
But
Yeah.
we should bring the kids with us, you know.
Of course, everybody.
Definitely.
Honestly,
Well, don't you do something just for the kids, our kids?
yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know if they're gonna be.
Because if you have knowledge and they don't know that knowledge, you know, they cannot apply. Even if we apply it, they cannot.
They have no idea what's
They have
going
no
on.
idea.
Exactly.
They
Okay.
don't know the roots. They don't understand.
Maybe we should do
Yeah.
They do
something
know the
Sunday
No.
school.
People that are going to do
It's
school,
cool.
they
It's
do
the real
know.
Sunday school.
The real Sunday school.
They do know the rules.
Okay.
They do.
חייב
I saw a
אדם.
package from college from Yeshua University about honoring the parents. Okay, they
Yeah.
know the rules. If they're going to Jewish school, they know the rules.
No, they may know the rules, but
They don't
know
they don't
the
apply it.
plan.
We know the rules too, and we don't know
Yeah,
it.
they don't know the plan.
No, and I don't
the
understand it the
goal.
way he's
Right.
explaining it like that. No one teaches you that.
Exactly.
I've never seen that in any of my brother's book or anything. Like not,
Exactly.
you know, and they went yeshiva, not school.
Exactly. She's right. Okay.
They do know the rules of respecting the father and mother. As
Okay.
you said, it's a sharsheret. It's that you don't respect that. We have something to deal with this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
It's not only them.
But it's not just
You have to look at
But
them.
it's not just the
consequences on
rules.
the world that
Get away from
you know.
rabbis. The rules.
No,
rules,
no, no.
rules,
They
rules.
know.
Listen,
They know the halachot.
It's not just rules.
They're learning Gemara. מה זה?
It doesn't matter. No, you have to understand. It's not just rules. You have to know the plan, the game plan. I know the rules of soccer. Okay, I know the rules of football.
You know, it's like
Okay,
weird.
but there's a game plan to get. Okay, there's rules. You can sometimes, use the rules to your advantage. Sometimes the rules stop you. Sometimes the rules help you. Okay, but you need to know the goal. The goal of the game is to win the game. The goal is not just to follow the rules. Okay, the rules help you play the game. Okay, the rules are for the game, but the game has a goal. You have to win at the end of the game.
נכון.
Okay? The rules are there to help you get to the finish line, to win the game. The rules aren't there, just do the rules without the
No,
game.
but they're learning
Without the
halachot.
game
מה
plan.
זה?
They
Understanding.
don't learn the game plan. They learn the rules, they don't learn the game plan. I'm going to tell you this 100 times.
They learning the halachot like you doing that right now.
Yeah.
They learning halachot. He opened the book and he said,
Exactly,
"What's
rules.
halacha?"
100%.
The
They learn the
halacha. He said
rules.
the halacha. If I say something that I'm sorry, I say something that I'm not supposed to say it. He does know the halacha. Like you open the book, but
Yeah, that's
But-
what he just said.
even a pill
But
that
that's
he's
not-
drinking,
I
he
said
said,
that
open the halacha. What should I do on Shabbat? I have to take a medicine. He opened the halacha.
Right.
He looks.
Yes.
What should I do? He does know how to get to the halacha,
But
the
she
right
wasn't,
halacha.
but
That's
she
how we're
wasn't
talking
speaking about
deeper
rules.
than
She
that.
was speaking about the goal of life. Okay? The rules inside the goal of life. Okay? The rules are important. You have to. But you have to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you're just talking rules all day long. Rules. You can drive yourself crazy. You can drive other people crazy. Okay? There's no point. Then everybody says, I live the way I live my life. I'm a good person. I don't need rules.
No,
I know how to live. I know how to live without rules.
Always learn.
Some people who are nice to their parents, they don't need the rules. They're good to their parents. They do all this. They say, I don't need rules. I'm good to my parents. And they could be right. But they don't know everything, and they don't know how to do the next set of things. Okay? So you can't make the focus of Torah learning rules. It's rules to accomplish a mission, to accomplish a goal. And that's what's important. The goal. Okay? חייב אדם לכבד אשת אביו. Okay? So a person has to honor the
Stepmother.
wife of his right, his father, his stepmother, right? אף על פי שאינה אמו, even though she's not his mother. כל זמן שאביו קיים, as long as his father is alive, וחייב לכבד בעל אמו,
Yeah.
also his stepfather, כל זמן שאמו קיימת. right? As long as his mother's alive. אבל לאחר מיתה, after the parents dies, okay? אינו חייב בכבודם. You're not obligated to honor your step-parents, okay? If your parents are alive. ומכל מקום, דבר הגון לכבדם. אף לאחר מיתה. But nevertheless, it's a good thing. It's a proper thing to give them honor, even though, you know, your parents have passed on. Okay? חייב אדם בכבוד אחיו הגדול. אוקיי? בן שהוא אחיו מאביו, בן...
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
בן שהוא אחיו מאמו. Whether it's from the father side or the mother side. You still have to honor your bigger person.
Older brother.
And
Your
if he's not religious,
older
if he's not religious,
we're gonna get to all this. We're gonna get to that stuff. Wait, hang on, slow down, guys, slow down. We're gonna get to that. Okay, but the person has to honor the one that came before them. Well, look at the light. How does the light come down?
Yeah.
Okay, so any light that came down before you, you have to give it honor, right? Because it came before you. You're in the lower end. Anything above you, you have to give.
and even my parents gonna give the
Now, if you
give
want to
him more
know,
money.
if you want to know the secret behind it,
Yes.
the secret behind it is like this: when the first kid comes out, he takes a little bit of life from the mother. Okay.
Okay.
Now he leaves a little bit of life for the next kid. Okay. So the next kid is living because of the first kid that came out. Their life is only because of him. It's because of the mother too, but if the kid wanted, he could have taken everything and left nothing with the mother. So that way the mother can't have any more kids. They took the whole, they sucked the life out
Wow.
of it. Yeah. So because of that, you have to honor your sibling that came before you. And it's successive. So if it's the second kid left for the third left for the fourth for the fifth, up to as many as the parents have. Okay.
And the parents have to give him more money when they die to the first kid.
Yeah, well, when the separation of everything, the firstborn gets double the amount, and then the rest is split on with the other kids, because there's the extra honor given to the firstborn. The firstborn has a special status. The firstborn people were supposed to be in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple, working and doing the work. Okay, because they sinned in the golden calf, that mitzvah was given to the Levim. Okay, the people from the Shevet Levi. It says that when the new Beit HaMikdash is going to be rebuilt, the firstborns are going to go back and do the work again. So there's special status to the firstborn.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now here's to your question. Okay, this is important. Ach gadol shechiref ubizal leachiv shu talmid chacham. Okay, so let's say the older brother made fun of his younger brother. That the younger brother is a Torah scholar. Okay. V'katan mimenu b'shanim, and he's younger than his older brother in years. V'nida katan lagadol, and the younger brother put his older brother in excommunication. He said nobody's allowed to be with that person. That person is not in the Jewish camp anymore. Yafeh asan, he did very good. Shenidao, that he excommunicated him. Dekevan she'eino noseh panim laTorah, he doesn't care about Torah. He doesn't show honor to the Torah.
Yeah.
Eino oseh maaseh amcha. He doesn't do the
what he's supposed to do.
The way of your nation.
Yeah.
Ve'eino chayav lechavdo. He doesn't have to honor him. Right? So if your listen, we said if a parent doesn't keep the Torah, you still got to give them honor. But now if they make fun of you that you're keeping the Torah, they're saying the Torah is stupid. The Torah is no good. You're no good. You have no obligation to honor someone who's doing that to you. Okay?
Yeah.
Chayav adam lechabed chamiv.
Hamiv.
Right? A person has to honor their in-laws. Okay?
Smallah.
Okay. אם האב רוצה לשרת את הבן, מותר לקבל ממנו. Right? If the parents want to serve the kids, meaning, serve them food, serve them their clothes, then the kid is allowed to accept it from them, Your parents, you make for your kids the meal, the kid's allowed to eat from it, right?
You mean when they're married?
Anytime. אלא אם כן האב בן תורה, okay? Except for if the father is a totally scholar, so then it's not proper that he serves his kids, okay? תלמיד שרוצה ללכת למקום אחר, שהוא בוטח שיראה סימן ברכה בתלמודו, לפני הרב ששם, ואביו מוחה בו, לפי שדואג שבאותה עיר העובדי כוכבים מעלילים, okay? So he'll have better knowledge, better bracha, better blessing, and it'll be better for him in the long run, in terms of learning. But the parents are afraid because in that place there's non-Jews that are going to cause trouble. They're going to, they might beat the kid, do something not good, okay? אינו צריך לשמוע לאביו בזה. You don't have to listen to your parents in this case. Okay? Alright? So what do we learn a couple things here. We learn a couple things here. Exactly. Who's in charge?
So if I tell my son that I'm going to send him to public, he said, no.
No. Right? So the kid wants to go learn, let's say, in Israel. Okay? And the parents are like, oh no, there's bombings, there's terrorists there, and that kind of stuff. Okay? The kid is not obligated to listen to the parents.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if we think about it, who runs the world? Right? God runs the world, the Ein Sof.
That's
Right?
it.
So what are the parents worried about?
It's thanks to this class that I feel less stressed.
Okay.
Aw.
Very good. Very good. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, that kid,
I'm telling you.
that kid, we're going to see later on, maybe, when you have a father and a rabbi, right? Someone's like full rabbi, teaches him everything. Who does the kid have to honor first? The rabbi or the parents?
The rabbi.
Rabbi.
I don't know.
Both.
The father, I think, because
Rabbi.
Okay.
the father
So
came
yeah.
before
I
So
just read the-
so
just-
baseline you have to honor both. Okay, but the rabbi comes first. Why? Because your father brought you into this world.
to learn.
Okay? No, they brought you into this world. So you have to be grateful and give them honor. But the rabbi is going to bring you to the next world. Okay? Now this world is short. The next world is very long.
Yeah.
Okay? So the one who's going to bring you to the longer world, that's who you give first honors to. You have to honor both, right? Don't get it wrong.
No, I understand.
But it has to,
You
okay?
choose.
The kid doesn't have to show.
מ"ם shows.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm sure.
מ"ם shows.
Okay.
So,
מ"ם shows. אותו
so
דבר.
when you said, you have to respect the in-laws, all that, now going back to this specific person, the daughter-in-law not respecting
Nice.
the in-law.
Again, you have to differentiate respect between the in-laws asking something that's unreasonable. The in-laws, you have to differentiate,
No one to something.
Yeah, sometimes אין לו גם נודניקים.
Okay? המקלל אביו או אמו, אפילו לאחר מיתתם, חייב סקילה. If you curse your parents even after they're dead, they have to take you, they have to take you and kill you. Right? Man, what do you mean take you and kill you? Like in the times of the Torah, the way to atone for what you did is you got to get killed. Okay? That's assuming that there's witnesses over there and they warn you and you say, I still don't care, I want to go and curse them, okay?
No.
Right now, it doesn't matter whether it's a woman or it's a man, okay? Now, what's this talking about? This is when you curse them with God's name, okay?
Like?
But just, what? No, just the specific names of God, okay? You use God's name and you curse them. But if you just say, you say a bad word to them, it's not an issue. Okay? Now, if you hit the parents and you hit them on their ear and you made them deaf,
Oh my
okay?
God.
Because what happens is you hit a person in the ear, if it bleeds a little bit, then it makes him deaf. שאי אפשר שיעשה חירש בלא חבורה. Okay? It cannot be that the person got deaf without a scab or blood coming out, right? דם יוצא מבפנים באוזן ועל זה נתחרש. And that's how we became deaf. Okay, so when we said you're not allowed to hit your parents, okay, meaning you're not allowed to hit them and make a bruise or make them bleed. Okay, that's the Torah prohibition, not to make them bleed. Okay.
Or you shouldn't be allowed to just hit them, no?
Well, it says a person who raises his hand onto any Jew and doesn't even hit them, he just raises his head, is called a wicked person.
Or shot.
So obviously, if he hits and connects, is called a wicked person, right? But when do we say that the person is liable to the punishment?
When you-
Is when he makes a bruise on the parents, okay? He does something internal, okay? Now, look how much it is. היה קוץ תחוב לאביו, okay? Let's say a parent had a
Yeah.
splinter, okay? And the splinter is deep, and if you take it out, it's going to bleed, okay?
Yeah.
A kid shouldn't take it out for the parent.
Wow.
שמא יעבור לעשות בו חבורה. Maybe you cause the parent to bleed. וכן אם הוא מקיז דם. Let's say the kid is a doctor and he wants to, pull out some blood from the parent, okay?
Can't do that?
או רופא, yeah? לא יקיז דם לאביו. ולא יחתוך לו איבר. And don't cut any piece of, the parent's body.
Wow.
אף על
Organ.
פי שמכוון לרפואה. Even though he's
a medical.
the kid is like, I'm just doing a medical. Okay?
Somebody
Obviously,
else.
we're going to see if there's nobody else there.
Yeah.
Okay? If nobody else there and,
Can
the
save
kid
him.
is the only one who can save the parents, obviously goes to the bed. Don't be crazy. But if there's someone else to hurt your parents, even though it's for their benefit, let someone else do it. Obviously, if you're better than the other surgeon, you should do it, right? We're talking about you are equal with the other person. You shouldn't hurt the parents. Okay?
Shouldn't
Even
hurt
if
nobody,
it's going to
Allah
cause
is
their eventual recovery. Okay? You see how much the Torah is built on the reverence of the parents. How important the parents are. What do people do today? They made their kids important. Okay? They ruin the Torah. And so what do you want? You come to God.
You want a computer?
My kids don't
I'll give
honor
you.
me, my kids don't do for me.
You want iPhone? I buy
Really?
it.
You gave the kid more honor than they're supposed to give you.
What do you want? A computer? Okay.
Okay?
If
Now-
my son doesn't show me that he's learning Gemara at least 2 lines, he's going to public. He's getting all excited. I'm doing this now. No, he doesn't show me.
You scare
He shows
him.
me. No, I'm not scaring him. This is his choice.
היו אביו ואמו רשעים גמורים.
Whoa.
If the parents were total wicked people, right?
Yeah.
ועוברי עבירה, and they don't follow the Torah. They're
Yeah.
transgressing. אפילו נגמר דינם להריגה. Even they're supposed to,
Die.
go get killed. Meaning like, the Beit Din, the judges decree that the parents are going to get killed. ויוצאים להרג, and they're taking them out to go get killed. אסור להכותם ולקללם. You're not allowed to hit them or curse them.
Absolutely.
They're going to die. They're going to die anyway. You say, okay,
not your
let me
business, yeah.
let me get some punches in. Still not allowed. ואם היכה אותם או קיללם, פטור. Right? If you did hit them or you did curse them, you're not obligated. ואם עשו תשובה, but what if the parents, on the way to being killed, they said, oh God, I'm sorry, I messed up. I know I'm supposed to be killed now, but I really feel bad. I wish I never did it. They do tshuva. The kid that hit them, הרי זה חייב ונהרג עליהם, and he gets punished. He gets killed for what he did. אף על פי שיוצאים להרג, even though they're going to go get killed. Okay. So, עבר אביו או אמו עבירה שלוקים עליה, right? If the parents did a transgression, they need to get, lashes on. Okay, back when they did they had the Beit HaMikdash, they had the temple. So people, they did a transgression. They would go and the sages would decree how many lashes. They would lash the person for the transgression that they did. Not every transgression, but certain transgressions have to be lashed. Okay?
Woman too?
So, everybody, yeah. עבר אביו או אמו עבירה שלוקים עליה. So now the parents did the transgression that they need to get lashed for. והיה בן שליח לדיינם. Okay, but the kid is now a messenger to judge them. לא יכה אותם. He shouldn't hit them. Okay?
Yeah, people
וכן אם
forget.
מתחייב נידוי, לא יהיה שליח לנדותם. And even if the parents are supposed to be excommunicated, the kid shouldn't do it. ולא ירדוף ולא יכה אותם. He shouldn't run after them and hit them. בשליחות בית דין, even if the judges decree that they're supposed to be chased and hit, you shouldn't do it. אף על פי שרואים לכך ולא עשו תשובה. Okay? Even though they're fitting for it and they didn't do tshuva. Okay? You see, even the parents are supposed to get it, the kid is not supposed to be the person giving it to them. Okay? Now look at this. כל המבזה אביו ואמו, אפילו בדברים. If you make disrespect for your parents, even with words. You say, oh, they're stupid, they're idiots, they don't know what they're talking about, right? Even
Crazy.
with words. Afilu bermiza, even if you hint to it. Right? You do with your eyes, like, oh, this guy's a cuckoo, everything like that. Hareze bichlal aru. That person is cursed. Okay, so the kid that makes fun of their parents, that kid becomes cursed. From God. Okay? שנאמר ארור מקלה אבי ואמו.
Elle a dit d'homme, il y a son père aussi.
ויש לבית דין להכות על זה, מכת מרדות. And the beit din can hit the person. The person can hit the person. Okay? The beit din.
Shields you.
The courts can hit the person.
Shields you.
ולענוש כפי מה שראוי. Okay, so now look. So it's a spiritual thing, right? You see, it's a spiritual thing. So the kid doesn't honor the parents. Okay, so what happens? The kid is going to be called cursed. Okay, so bad things are going to happen to the person. It could be physical, it could be spiritual. They're going to be cursed for not honoring the
And can they
parents.
do teshuva?
Okay, of course they could do tshuva. They could do tshuva. How do you do tshuva? You confess the sin. You regret it. You ask for forgiveness. You take on yourself not to do it again. Okay, there's steps.
Yes.
Okay, you leave the sin, you stop doing it, you ask, you confess, you regret it, and then you take on yourself not to do it again.
So what if
Write those down because you're going to
I
forget
want
it.
to, but what if the parent doesn't take it, you know,
Doesn't give
doesn't
like
take it
a.
bad, like it's still bad?
Right, if the parent doesn't take it bad,
If I'm not
but
upset over
Hashem,
my daughter saying shut up.
you have to really not be upset. You have to really be not upset. You can't like fake it. It all goes into what's in your heart. If they hurt you in your heart, they're going to get killed. They're going to get hurt. Okay, they're going to get cursed. Okay. Now it says Beit Din hits them. Okay, Beit Din. If there was a temple and judge, the kids would get lashed. Now think about it. Now there's no Beit Din. People think because there's no Beit Din, right? God doesn't do things in the world anymore. That's not true. Okay? The Torah says that people that die, they die in car accidents, they die in drowning, they die in all that stuff, that's God's Beit Din doing it to them. Okay? They really were supposed to go to judge, to court, to everything like that, and get judged to be killed. Okay? But because there is no doing that, so God makes them drown, God gets them in a car accident, all these things happen. Okay, even though you think they're not happening. So the Torah says kids get lashed. Something happens, he falls off his bike, he scrapes his knee, he breaks an arm, he gets that. Everything works in the spiritual world and then trickles down into the physical world. Okay? So these people, I'm not religious. Okay. The world is still running the same way. It doesn't change because you believe or you don't believe. Okay, you get the flu, you get bronchitis, you break a knee, all these things happen. What do you think? Okay, right? Either God runs the whole world and He does everything, or He doesn't. Okay,
Yeah.
but when you know the rules, you know how to act. Yeah.
So when it
Parameter
hurts us,
effect.
okay,
Yeah.
they get punished.
Yeah.
Now, if they bring us joy,
Yeah. Oh, they get rewarded.
as
Of course, of course,
No,
of
but
course.
if you don't take it bad, then they don't get punished.
well.
You
No, so that's why we have
So
to accept everything with joy.
Exactly.
You have
Now
to
you're
be-
talking.
At point, you stay home, you don't talk to anyone, so you don't say anything bad, you just turn this door on, that's it, you're good. It's
Okay, I think we
Yeah.
have like two.
But we
We're getting there.
can't
We're
raise
getting
them
there.
this way.
We're
How
gonna
they go?
repeat it.
We can raise them if everything
Okay,
gets
okay,
in
guys.
trouble.
Again, tshuva. Tshuva.
Tshuva.
How does a person return back to God? Okay. So
Hatati pashati.
there's 4 steps. Okay. The first
Yeah.
step's number 1 is to leave the sin. Whatever it is, stop doing it. Okay, or start doing it. Okay, you have to know the mitzvot, right? You have to know what the commandments are to either stop doing what you're not supposed to do, or either do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so you have to stop, leave the sin, okay, or do the mitzvah. All right, start doing it. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to confess. You have to say, God, I messed up. I ate meat and cheese. I ate pork. You have to confess and say what you did in front of God. Okay?
Well,
Vidui.
סליחה ומחילה.
Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to confess it.
yeah.
Can we start now?
Okay? And the third thing is you have to regret what you did. Okay? You have to regret having done it and say you wish you had never ever done it.
Is there prayer?
No, it's in your heart. God reads your heart, so you can't fake this one. Okay, you can say, "Oh yeah, I regret it," but in your heart, you're happy, you enjoyed what you did. It doesn't work like that. Okay, and the last step is to accept on yourself that you will never do it again, or you'll start doing whatever mitzvah you didn't do. Okay, you have to accept. So it's the 4 steps for tshuva.
So let's say if you accept but you still keep doing it, so you
So
have
you
to
didn't do nothing.
repent again and again and again.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How many times can you repent? Forever?
A million times,
So
yeah.
it's okay too. So how about siblings together if they talk
your
back
life.
to each other?
Well, the lower one is yeah, of course. Now, if a person violated a commandment between them and another person, okay, so not only do they have to do these 4 steps between them and God, but they have to also go ask forgiveness to the person they, violated a commandment against, or they, or return the money they stole. Okay, you have to make repairs between you and God, and the repairs between you and people as well.
So if
So
the
if you
siblings tell the other one you're stupid or whatever, it's still bad?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
bad?
Of course, it's
Of course
like
it's
you
bad.
said.
Yeah.
And if I stole from you, Vicky,
Does
I have to
anybody
bring
not
it
feel?
back.
They're kids, I mean-
Does anybody not feel bad by being called stupid?
Yes.
Everybody feels bad.
Yeah, but between siblings,
There's
it's...
no
No.
joke.
No, no.
Okay.
No stupid, no
The
nice.
problem is when he's trying to do that a lot of people said, I didn't do it. And you did do it because you did something that's wrong. And then you think you blame it on somebody else.
Okay. 2 more and then we'll get to some lighter stuff. Bno me'ashivcha o me'akutit. If a person has a kid from a maidservant or from a non-Jewish woman, okay, eno chayav lo al aviv velo al imo.
Of course, he's not
He
married.
doesn't have to honor not his father, not his mother, because his father, like the kid came from a non-Jewish
So
source.
they
So
don't
no,
have
you-
that
And to
law?
the mother, they don't have the commandment to honor the mother. So
They
not
don't
the
have
father, not the
The
Yeah.
mother.
non-Jews don't have that? They
No.
honor the parents?
No.
Really?
They can get rewarded for it, but they don't have a commandment to do
Yeah.
it. Okay?
It's not one of the 7 laws?
We only study Judaism tonight.
I know.
We don't know about the Muslim.
Now, ger, someone who converted,
Yeah.
right? Asur lekalel aviv ha'oved kochavim. He's not allowed to curse his non-Jewish father, okay? Uleakoto, and to hit him. Velo yevazeu, and not to make him, feel,
Bad.
Like
Bad,
if they were
right?
Jewish?
שלא יאמרו באנו מקדושה חמורה לקדושה קלה. Oh, we came from, the goyim that don't do this to their parents, to the Jews who do this to their parents, right? אבל עבד שנשתחרר אין לו ייחוס והרי הוא כמי שאינו אביו לכל דבר. But like a slave that got freed, he's totally free, doesn't have parents or anything like that to honor. Okay? So those are
Yes.
the little halachot to honor your parents, okay? But they fit into the scheme of everything we're doing. Okay, so if you understand the scheme, you understand the plan, you understand the importance of this. Okay? Now, with the same thing applies to every single mitzvah. We spoke about 4 mitzvot and how to keep them right now. Okay? Remember we said there's 613, right?
240.
There are 7 rabbinical commandments. Okay, so together is 620. Okay, but so you have to understand the laws on how to keep them, so you understand how to have a relationship between you and God. Okay, tshuva means to return. You distance yourself from God by doing against the commandments, and tshuva it means to return to God. Okay, so if you know the laws, you know how to act to come close, right? And you know what to repair if you damage the relationship. Okay? It's like a man. He could love his wife all he wants. When he gives her a sword that costs $10,000 for her birthday, but the sword means nothing to the woman, right? Because you get her like a $2 rose, she'll be happier than the sword
Oh,
that's
yeah.
$10,000, right? The same thing. You have to know what makes God happy, what draws down the light, and what pushes it away, so you can maintain the relationship. If you don't know these things, you don't know what's going on in the world. You don't know from your left hand, from your right hand.
Yeah.
Okay? If you guys look at this book, The Way of God, okay? If you turn to the back of the book, okay, there's essays, okay? There's I think maybe 10 essays, okay? And the essays are very important things that you need to know. Very important things that you need to know in terms of, you know, God and how He runs the world and where we're moving towards, okay? So maybe we'll study one of them a little bit because it's an often talked about topic. I would read in Hebrew, but maybe it's better I read in English. I don't know. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes, okay? So if you turn to page 385, we'll start. Okay, it's called the redemption. Redemption in Hebrew is Geulah. Okay, we pray for this, you know, 3 times a day, and it's in all our prayers. And right now we're in exile, and we want to get home. Okay, the temple was destroyed. We got thrown away from God, and we're distant. But when the redemption comes, that means we're going to draw back closer to God. Okay, and we're going to see what is the redemption. Okay, so redemption, the Geulah. Okay. The ones elected and destined for the ultimate attachment to God are the Jewish people. Okay? God wants all of humanity to be attached to Him forever and ever. Okay? But because the Jewish people do more, okay, they have 620 commandments as opposed to 7, okay, they will have more than everybody else. Okay? It is therefore fitting that they be wreathed in a great aura of holiness. Okay, that means they're covered with a lot of holiness. And that's God's divine presence, the Shekhinah. Okay? Should rest upon them and attach itself to them. Okay, that they should be totally connected to God and totally attached. In this way, they could be perfected until they attain the true good. Okay? So we're going to leave this 6,000, and then go to the 7, 8, 9, 10. We're constantly being perfected until we go to the 10,000 and live forever that way. Okay? That's the purpose of everything. It is necessary to know that even though true good is attained by each individual according to his deeds, okay, God is going to give you the good according to what you do. You do more, you do less, you do it with more power or less power. Creation as a whole cannot be perfected until the entire chosen people exist in its optimum state. Creation, as we know it, like the world, is not going to be perfect until all the Jewish people are in this state, perfected. Okay? So the whole world rests on us. They must be perfected through every possible aura of holiness. Okay? They have to be perfect in every possible way. So there's 613 ways that they have to be perfected. Every single one of them has to be perfect. Okay? And the divine presence must attach itself to them. Okay? That's the consequence. When we say Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, right? When we light the candles or whatever mitzvah we say one that made us holiness through the commandments. When you do the commandments, you become holy. Okay, you become elevated from the physical state. You become closer to God. Okay. Only then can the world attain a perfect state where each individual can attain the reward that he deserves according to his deeds. Okay? When everybody is done being completed, that's when everybody's going to get the reward. Okay? Now, since the beginning of creation, however, this state has not been attained. This never happened in all of humanity. Okay? When the Jewish people are going to be totally connected to God, and then the whole of humanity is going to get good. Adam sinned directly after he was created. Okay? The Torah is telling you what's going on, the condition, the psychology of a person, psychology of humanity, right? What's going on? So Adam sinned right after he was created. Now, the patriarchs, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, okay, began the process to fix what Adam did, process of rectification. And their descendants continued to develop into a chosen people. Am Segula. Okay? So we, the Jewish people, from Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, come out. Okay? They started fixing the world. Okay? Bringing it back to the perfection. Okay? And we are the continuation of that journey. Okay? That mission. Okay, that is the purpose of being Jewish. Okay, that's what we're doing. There's no other thing. Nevertheless, the condition was never properly, completely attained. We never got to this perfected state because of the numerous sins which caused the final rectification to be retarded and delayed. Okay? Our sins block away this light. They block away the goodness that humanity is supposed to have. The Gemara says if the Goyim knew this, they would put two agents on a person and force him to keep the commandments.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't know it, so they don't force you. Okay? They punish you, they hit you, they do whatever it is that they do for you. If they really knew, they'd force you to keep the commandments. Because you bring down the light that the whole world enjoys from.
But Hashem
Okay.
doesn't want them to know.
Hashem does everything, okay? In any event, it is necessary that the chosen people achieve perfection with all its conditions. Okay? The purpose is to be perfect in every single manner. And that creation as a whole thus be perfected. When we are perfect, the world is perfected. Okay? We're connected to the world. Only then the world will be able to exist permanently in a totally rectified state. Okay? Perfection forever. Right now the world's not perfect. As much as we advance in technology and we make life easier, and it's still not perfect. There's still things that are not good. Okay? In such a world, the righteous will be able to experience permanently the everlasting delights, each one's enjoyment depending on his individual deeds. Okay? When we get to this point in the world, we're just going to have pure pleasure all the time. Okay? But the level of pleasure we're going to have is according to what we do. Okay? It's not like, oh, we're all in the party, we're all experiencing the same thing. No. As much as you work, as much as you try to pull down this light and to fix this world, that's how much you're going to go and enjoy. Okay? So it's called a meritocracy. What you do is what you merit. Okay? The highest wisdom set a time limit of 6,000 years for the effort of man and his striving for perfection. You see, so there's a time limit, just like a football game. Time limit to the game. Remember we said if there's a time limit, that gives meaning to the game. If there's no time limit, it just keeps going. There's no meaning to the game. Okay? After that limit, the world will be renewed in a different form. Remember, the year 7,000, the world is going to be renewed, appropriate for its ultimate destiny, namely eternal delight of those individuals who are worthy of it. Okay? So that world, the perfected world, is going to be created again. The world is without destruction, without evil. There's no sickness, there's no destruction, there's nothing bad happening anymore. Okay? Now, before this 6,000 year period comes to an end, remember we're in the year 5780, right? We're in the year 5780. Okay, so before the 6,000, it is necessary that the chosen people attain its perfected state. We as a Jewish people have to come to this elevated state. Okay? Only after this happens can the world be transmuted into its eternal state. Once the Jewish people are perfected, then the world can go to the perfection.
So how?
With that, that's where we're going. It has been promised that this will take place no matter what happens. Okay? God said this is going to happen. The Jewish people are going to become perfect. The world's going to go to its perfection no matter what. Okay? The instrument for this will be a descendant of David, right? David HaMelech, right? The King David. Okay, so this is going to be a descendant that came from him, whom God will choose especially for this purpose, assuring his success. Okay? This individual will be the Messiah, Mashiach. Okay? Mashiach is the person who's going to bring us to this perfection. Okay, and it's promised that he will do this. It's promised that he will do this. Okay? That is the purpose of the Mashiach, Messiah. Okay? Messiah is just a word, alright? People don't know. Mashiach, it comes from the word limshoch, to anoint with oil. Okay? So the Mashiach will help bring the Jewish people to their perfection state to get to the next world in that perfection. Okay, that's the ultimate purpose of Mashiach. Okay, now, how do we know that the Mashiach didn't come yet?
You see him.
Because we're still in exile. Exactly, we're not in a perfected state. So you know, anybody who claims anything about anybody who is not longer in this world, has to be wrong because the Jewish people aren't perfected yet. It's
Exactly.
very simple.
Yes.
Okay? Through the Messiah, at the proper time, a great degree of rectification will be attained by Israel. Okay? Israel will be rectified. They will be fixed from their darkness.
טראמפ
And
מתחיל את
sub-
העבודה.
and- huh?
טראמפ מתחיל את העבודה.
And
Yeah.
subsequently by all creation. Okay? When we're perfected, everything else works perfect. Okay? Good will be increased in every form, and evil will be eliminated completely.
Wow.
There will never be any bad. Okay, so people are trying
Zat
all these
Hashem.
things to do, to try to fix the world. They're trying to improve technology and improve medicine and improve the. As long as the Jewish people are not rectified, there will always be evil in the world. There will always be bad. This will affect man both physically and spiritually, as alluded to by the prophet when he speaks of the heart of stone that will be transformed into the heart of flesh. Right now, the Jewish people, the whole world, has a heart of stone. Okay? That it means it's against God. It doesn't want God. But when this will start to happen, the heart of stone will turn to heart of flesh. Heart of flesh can accept God. Okay? It's not hard. That is, the inclination toward good will be strengthened in man. Okay? All men will want to do good in such a manner that he will not be drawn after the physical at all.
Amen.
Okay? They'll chase after money, they chase after physical pleasures, they chase after all the material in the world will stop. Okay? People will start chasing holiness, start chasing Kedusha. Okay? Rather, he will constantly lean towards serving God and following his Torah. And in this manner, man will strengthen himself spiritually. Okay? We'll get more and more strength to be spiritual. As a result of all this, prosperity and tranquility will increase. Everybody will be rich. Everybody will be calm. Okay? We don't have to
Clear.
worry about, gaining food and getting shelter and getting all this. Everybody will have it good. While injury and destruction will cease to exist. Okay? People won't get injured anymore. Things won't get destroyed anymore.
No, I'm writing.
Okay? This is what God promised through his prophet when he said, they will not do evil nor cause harm on all of my holy mountain. Okay? So it's a promise that the world is moving towards this perfection where the whole world will serve God, the whole world will want spirituality, and because of this, there's going to be blessing and goodness all over all humanity. People won't be starving, people won't be sick, people won't be doing all this, right? Right now people are wasting their energy and their resources on medicine, on feeding the hungry, on preventing wars, on spreading causes. They're wasting their time, okay? Because if it's not one thing that's destroyed, there'll be another thing. When they fix that, another thing. Fix that. They'll never get to it. The only way to fix everything, the magic button, is for the Jews to be holy. That's the only way everything's going to be fixed. Okay?
הם לא מאמינים, הבעיה שזה, הם לא מאמינים עדיין בזה.
הם לא יודעים את זה.
לא,
Okay?
זה
They don't
זה
know
לא
this.
שלא יודעים, גם אלה שיודעים,
What's with the
הם
fires
לא
in Australia?
גם
100%.
הרבה לא מאמינים שלא יודעים גם.
You just got your
מוסדות
answer.
צדיקים, רבנים, הם
All
לא
the
מספיק
problems that
צדיקים
happen in this
רבנים.
world,
אז
you got your answer. Okay? And all the goodness that happens in the world, you have your
That's not the
answer.
problem. That's the biggest
Okay.
problem in the world.
We have the key to fix everything. We, the Jewish people, have the key to fix everything.
Yeah, but not everyone knows that. Can you go on TV? and-
Exactly. Yeah, put me on TV. I'll tell everybody.
I
this.
told him
Okay?
first question.
עושה הקלטות.
I told
Wow,
everybody.
that really,
this,
I
okay?
mean,
But this is what's going on. Okay?
Yeah.
You
So the Rabbanim know those things, and some Rabbanim, they're not absorbing 100%. הם לא, that's upset me. I'll be honest with you. No,
Okay.
Really?
Well, right. So listen, we have to keep.
I'm sorry
We have
to
to
put
keep
it on the
everything.
table.
רב הוא בן אדם גם.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know better than me and you, the halacha and the
הוא עושה חילול
Torah.
השם,
And-
בטח.
Exactly.
Right. You have to be careful who you
That's
go.
my point.
You have to be careful who you go to.
Can you know better than me and you?
Mhm. You have to be
Done
careful who
big
you
things.
go to.
Do
Huh?
we know who is Mashiach? Is it a person like us?
No,
Is
that's
it
like he said.
Well, obviously it's going to be a person, right? He's a descendant from David, right? He's going to be a descendant of David, and he's going to be. We can do the halachot of Mashiach. There's halachot. The Rambam wrote the halachot of Mashiach. I can do that next time, okay? But yeah, it's going to be a person, absolutely. Okay, it's not like some Superman flying through the air and
So is
gonna
it
say-
someone that
Anybody's gonna give birth to, it's gonna be Nobody everybody. said the Mashiach.
Maybe
Maybe
they
they
did.
know.
Mashiach.
Maybe they know and we don't know.
So
No,
then
not
that's
the
a
Tisha B'Av.
Mashiach.
Descendant of David, right? That
Okay.
means he's going to come from the lineage of David.
And he's
Have
gonna
you ever
born.
seen a person being born without a mother, without
we
a father?
descended
And he's gonna born in Tisha B'Av. That's what I know.
Guys, don't get into the details and
Yeah.
everything like that. Don't get into the details. It's going to be a human, okay?
אולי הבן שלך.
That's it.
No,
Guys, stop it.
horse.
Okay?
Amen.
Stop it. Don't get into the details.
Just
The
let me
details will
tell
only
them.
confuse you, okay? You just get to know the general idea, the general principles, and you'll understand
But
everything.
can Mashiach be now on earth and live till whatever? Till like for 200 years, until whatever needs to be done is done. No?
Anything can be done, sure.
But he said the Mashiach
Anything.
is the Meshicha.
There's
from
no
the
rules.
word,
No,
eh,
limshach, to put oil on, to rub oil.
למשוך.
Rav.
לא, לא, לא. כשאת מורחת שמן קוראים לזה למשוך.
Okay.
שזה גם בתהילים.
Okay.
When
So
you...
that's the word Mashiach.
when you like... איך אומרים...
But
איך
no,
אומרים? לא,
all
איך
the
אומרים
big
באנגלית?
in Israel, they all
לא
say
טאפ.
Mashiach is
To
the-
rub.
rub.
Is
When you
it
rub
Okay.
also?
You rub an oil,
Okay.
it's
I mean,
called
this is not
So-
למשוך.
So guys, here's a question, right? Everybody, all the rabbis are saying the Mashiach is here, and so we're very close, and all this stuff. Okay? Listen, don't that stuff is not going to bring you closer or draw you further from
Ricky,
God.
תביא טובה.
Okay? You have to understand that it doesn't matter what they say. They could be saying this for the past 200 years. What they're saying is to draw you closer. They're trying to wake you up, to try to push you, you know, like kind of like coach you, kind of give you inspiration to do the commandments. Okay? But the actual facts, nobody knows. And nobody could say they know. They could claim. They could
No.
point to this. They could point to that. Nobody knows. It's hidden from people. Because if people knew, okay, then they say, okay, why? It's going to be another 200 years. What do I care about now?
But you
Okay.
care about the word to come.
Right.
But you can see it.
But
נכון?
again, it's hidden from people. There's signs.
The
okay?
signs, בדיוק.
There's signs. I'm telling you personally, the signs still haven't come.
לא, ברור.
Okay,
Not all the
personally, from
way.
the signs that I know that's written in the books, the signs haven't come. Don't worry about these things. You know what needs to happen. When Mashiach comes, you see a person that's drawing the whole world, himself, the Jews, the whole world towards God. If you don't see it now, the people are going away. You can have people until they're blue in the face with
What do you think of the
with beard down to their ankles, say whatever they want. Okay, you know the truth. Okay, you need to be educated. You don't listen. You don't need to listen. Right? You need to be educated. So you open the book. You see in the books exactly what it says.
Who did you learn with?
See this book?
You didn't learn with no one?
Did you see this book?
Yeah.
יש התורה.
Has this book said anything that you see happening currently in the world? What we read today?
No.
Do you?
לא,
Do you?
לא.
Do you? No. That's it.
You see
Okay?
signs.
You don't
but-
have to listen to people. You just look. Read and look. Okay? And that'll
תעצמי את הראש.
You know.
It's the
because
right
I'm
one.
because I'm telling you.
Exactly, because
No, because
I mean,
this book
seriously, how do
wrote
we know? I'm gonna
from
read the
the-
book and
So
how do I
read
know
so
this
from the
one?
top.
so read who wrote the book.
Yeah.
And in the back of the book you could see the sources.
Yeah.
And you could look up everything, you could
I
research
don't know,
yourself.
What do I know? I have to look. I trust you, that's it.
Okay, there you go.
That's why I'm asking who you learn.
So,
And why you trust him?
why do you trust me exactly? Don't confuse yourself.
No, why you
People
trust him?
love confusion.
Because
People love to
don't
say
confuse this.
I know.
people love confusion.
לזוז.
Okay? They live in
Oh, man.
confusion.
אני לא יכולה.
Well,
Yeah?
we're
חמש
born
בבוקר.
confused.
איך היה?
Okay. We'll finish this and we'll call it a night. Okay?
Yes.
Now,
I woke up at 5 o'clock.
עוד
Listen,
15
when
minutes
this
and
time
that's it.
comes, read.
15
more
minutes.
minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay, so no more interruptions. When this time comes, folly will cease to exist in the world. Stupidity, no more. And all the hearts will be filled with wisdom. You see? People won't be running after stupidity, they'll run after wisdom. Divine inspiration will be poured out over all flesh. People will have this divine inspiration. They'll want to only draw themselves to God in such a manner that all mankind will attain without any difficulty whatsoever. It'll just be there. You know, people won't have any difficulty. Oh, I can't keep, it's hard, the Torah is difficult for me. They won't be around anymore, okay? Thus the prophet said in God's name, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. People will then rejoice and delight in this great good. Okay, people will be happy in the streets. They won't be depressed. Okay, and will be attached to God, serving Him in a fulfilled manner. Okay, people will be fulfilled. As a result, they will continually elevate themselves step by step until they attain what is necessary in order for them to pass over into permanent state that will exist when the universe is renewed. Okay? They're talking about the 6,000. We're trying to move over to the 7,000. Okay? This is what's going to happen. Okay? This is prophecy. You'll see it happening. Okay? All those who are alive at the time will then have to die and return to the dust, at least for a short period before the resurrection. Those who are worthy of being resurrected will then be brought back to life. Okay? So they go down into the dirt for like an hour and then they come back up. At the time of the resurrection, both the righteous and the wicked will be brought back to life. Okay? The wicked who have not yet been adequately punished for their sins will then be given appropriate punishment. This involves the great day of judgment, Yom Adin HaGadol, okay, which will take place after the resurrection, when God will judge all mankind. Okay, He will determine who are worthy of enduring forever, who's going to go to the next world and live forever, and who shall be annihilated, who shall be destroyed. Those deemed worthy of annihilation will be punished in an appropriate manner. Okay, they're going to get what they need to get, and in the end will be totally obliterated. Those who are worthy of existing will remain in the renewed world on the level that they attain according to their judgment. Okay? So there's going to be a separation. Through the nations of the world, a great selection will then be made among those extant at that time. Those who, according to the highest judgment, should be due for extirpation will be destroyed by the sword, pestilence, and all kinds of punishments. Okay? Those who deserve to be rescued will be saved and will survive. And they will recognize the truth and abandon their idols and become subservient to the Jews. The Jews will lead people to God. Okay? No other religion, nothing. And people will recognize this. They'll know that it's the truth, and then they'll follow us to the next world. It will be their pride and glory to be subject to the Jewish people and to serve them. Okay, and serve them. As they will realize and know that through this they will attain as much as they can, except of the holiness and the light of Hashem. Okay, they know through us they can get this light, they can get this holiness. Now the whole world will become drawn to the worship of the blessed Creator, and there will be no idolatry at all in the world. Okay? People will stop serving money, idols, whatever it is. As the prophet of blessed memory said, "For then I will make a transformation for all peoples of pure language without idolatry." And it is further in, on that day Hashem will be one, and His name one. Okay? We haven't gone there yet. We're moving towards it. Okay? After those who are worthy are prepared for the eternal existence, each one on his particular level, remember, don't forget there's levels, okay? The world will be returned to a state of desolation and emptiness. Remember, from the year 6,000 to 7,000, the world is destroyed. It will lose all semblance of form and will once again be water and water, as it was at the beginning of creation. Okay, during this interim period, the 1,000 years, from 6 to 7, the righteous who are prepared for eternity will be sustained by God like the angels, like the ministering angels. Okay? In such a manner that they will have no need for physical world. Right? They don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep, they're just like the angels. They will not attain their true destined good, however, until after the world has remained desolate for the period of the time decreed by highest wisdom. So the real goodness that we're supposed to get will only be after in the renewed world, the year 7,000. The world will then be renewed in a new form, best suited for its eternal state. The righteous will then return to the world and will exist and live in it forever, each enjoying the good, the true good, according to his particular level.
There will be bodies and
Yes.
houses and
Bodies and
So
souls.
why didn't Hashem
Bodies
do
and
that
souls.
הם לא יהיו בני
first,
פרוטה?
from the beginning?
Because
instead
there,
of-
remember, there was a purpose that man earns his good. So you put him in a world with both good and bad, and a soul and a body that pushes each in each direction, and he commanded you to earn the good. Okay, and that's the highest possible level good that a person can attain. That he
But
earns it
would-
and is not given it as a
In
present.
the year 7000, when the righteous come back, would they know that they were?
They knew, yeah.
They're gonna know that they were in another world and
You're going to know everything.
והם יהיו בני תמותה או לא?
wow.
הם יהיו בני תמותה, כאילו, בגיל 120 או לא?
No more
לא
death.
לנצח.
No more
No
death.
more death.
They're
After
gonna-
7,000, no more death, no more destruction, no more
Wow.
hurt, no more pain. It's all goodness.
You're
We're
you're
striving
teach
towards-
us Torah and then
Maybe. Alright? We're
Because
all
it's always gonna
striving.
be the
We're all
evil.
striving for the perfect goodness. That's why a person who's sane will give up a momentary pleasure in this world for the long pleasure of the next world.
כן.
They'll give up a little bit of pain in this world for the long pleasure of the
so it's
next world.
better to suffer here.
Absolutely.
Better.
How many people tell
Yeah.
you nobody came back from up there to tell you there's another
If they
world?
did.
Okay, either you believe God or you don't believe God.
כן, מה
A
זה?
lot of people believe like, you know, we die, that's it.
That's not true. A lot
Yeah,
of people
but you
are
cannot, yeah.
in like
Sigma?
a minute
They
they
can't
went.
say
Okay.
You should
Shalom.
see.
Okay,
Je te montre
so
des vidéos, tu.
okay, so just to wrap up, right? We have the code to
A
creation.
lot of people came back and said.
Guys, we're gonna wrap up, okay?
Yeah.
Just we have the code for creation. We can just open it up and look at it or not, okay? And that's what we do with the shiurim. We open it up. Again, this is called the way of God. And in the way of God, you can understand where the world is going, how my life is run, how everybody's life is run. When you have understanding, it's much better than when you don't have understanding. Because not understanding brings pain, and understanding brings joy. Okay? So, may God bless all of us that we gain understanding and have permanent joy forever and ever.
Man.
Amen.
Azam.
Don't forget to click, subscribe, like, and share.
That's the whole point, Vanessa. That's the whole point. We cannot,
שמענו?
we
כן,
cannot
איך עוצרים את זה?
we cannot say that הוא
איך עוצרים את זה?
did and he
מה?
tell you. So everybody gonna do
זה
it.
ממשיך, אתה...
You have to believe in
There
that.
are people that went
Yeah,
and
but
came
yeah,
back.
but
You know
you-
what? You have people that tell you
shift the
they don't
recording?
believe in
יש לך
God.
דקה.
I know.
Ah.
But
I
those people
know.